Hi Geometry, welcome back to my basement. We're doing circle sectors. I don't know if we've done some of this before or not, but it's in there, so we'll do it again if we have to. This is when you've got a certain amount of a circle. So here we've got this Pac-Man looking shape that's 315 degrees of a circle out of a total 360. And we've got 240 degrees out of a total 360 here. This is question 1 and 4 from your worksheet. Now, question 1, 2, and 3, they want you to find the length of the arc. What they mean by that is it's basically the circumference. The length of the arc is just this bit here. So I really shouldn't even have this bit maybe drawn in solid. Okay? Don't try and find that bit too. Okay? We're just looking for the outside parts. Although that one I maybe should have it solid because we're finding the area. Whatever. Find the length of the arc. So just this part here. How we do that is we find the circumference, pretending it was an entire circle. And then we do 315 divided by 360 and multiply that one. What we're doing there is we're turning this circle into a fraction of the whole circle and then finding just that fraction. Okay? So let me show you how we do that. First, use the circumference. You've got it on your worksheets. It's here again. Circumference equals pi d. So here, the radius, right? The radius is 11. So the diameter would be double that, 22. My circumference, or the length of the, the circumference of the whole thing, would be pi times by d, which is pi 22. If I do that in a calculator, you can either use the pi symbol or use 3.14. I'm going to use the pi symbol. I get 69.115. Alright? So that's the circumference of the whole circle. But I just want to find this part, the part with 315 degrees. So I'm going to take my 69.115 and I'm going to multiply it by 315 over 360. Okay? So 69.115 times 315 divided by 360 gives me this. 60.475. I'm going to round it to 60.5 feet. And if you look at it, that makes sense, right? The whole thing's 69. So this much of it, just a little bit missing, being 60, that's the right number. It looks right. Okay? So that's how we do it. We're going to do the same thing now for the area of this guy, number 4. So the area is pi r squared, and that's on your sheet too. The radius here, they give it to you right there. The radius is 16. I don't need to find the diameter. It will be 32, but I don't need it. So let's do this part first. A equals pi r squared, A being area. So pi 16 squared. So when you're doing this, remember to do the squared part first. 16 squared is 256 and then times that by pi, which will give me 804.248 if I round it. So notice I'm not rounding much until I get to the very end. It's better if you wait to round. Keep like 3 decimal places around until the very end. Then you can round it. Otherwise you'll get wrong numbers sometimes. So now I've got the area, I'm going to do the same thing. This is 240 degrees, and a circle would usually be 360 degrees. So I'm going to take that number 804.248 and say, what if I multiply that by 240 out of 360? Because that's the area of what the whole circle will be. So if I want to just get this bit, I change it into a fraction of what a whole circle would be, 240 out of 360, and then I multiply that onto this number, okay? You could also think of it as 804 divided by 360 times 240. Same thing, alright? It works in the same way. So 804.248 times 240 divided by 360 gives me this number, 536.2. Now I'm rounding it. 536.2 feet squared, okay? And that's the area of just this section. Does it seem right? 800, 500, a little more than half? Yeah, that seems right to me. Good. Your attendance word for this week, name a country. Imagine you came up with your own country. What would you name it? Name your own country. And that will be all. Thanks, geometry. Keep it up.